now hitting Stadium Way, so passing Dodger Stadium up to the left and approaching. California Highway Patrol has been in pursuit. It has been a rapid pursuit at that. You see down to 60 miles an hour now, but that is not the norm for what we have seen in this pursuit. We've seen speeds upwards of 120 miles an hour. Dangerous along the way. California Highway Patrol is not going to let this go for several reasons. One, because of the original want, the domestic violence and carjacking, and two, just the speed and the danger that we are seeing this driver put a lot of people in, the pursuing officers as well as other cars here to our Glendale studios, pretty close to the 134 and the 5. So exit 141B, I believe we should see the interchange here coming up shortly, but this is a wide section of freeway, the top left of our screen, but there is a helicopter in pursuit here. That's where that night sun, that flash light, that big torch that's lighting, illuminating this driver and just the area for other drivers and the pursuing officers to be able to see if anything is thrown from the vehicle. This is just a Hyundai 4-door sedan. I believe it's tough to tell just because of the time of day, but I believe those are tinted windows. We don't have much of a look inside of this car to see the driver, their state, perhaps their emotional state. At times you can get a look at the driver and kind of get a feel for how they are doing emotionally. Earlier, we did see this car using their turn signal, which always is a bit of an interesting sight when someone has no regard for the safety of other drivers on the road and no respect for the laws and law enforcement, and yet still willing to signal their turn signals. And so, again, approaching 90 miles an hour, 80 to 90 miles an hour on the 134 westbound Hollywood Way. This typically is a pretty busy stretch of freeway, but luckily tonight, and that is our, is that Disney Studios? Is that Disney ABC? No, they're past that. Hollywood Way is past that. Okay, so I know ours can only stay up for a couple of hours, and plenty of time on our gas tank, and so we will be with you here as long as this goes to the end of our broadcast tonight. And I know personally, this is a night where I will be reporting for the 11 o'clock news. I know a lot of our fellow reporters go out and do a lot of hard work all day, and then a story like this, you have so many officers behind you, and you are just on wide open freeway. Where do you think you're going to go? Is this a matter of just making your calls and enjoying the last of your freedom before you are taken into custody and taken to jail, or whether these drivers find themselves in the delusion of thinking they're going to get away? And so 67, 70, 80 miles an hour now through Sherman Oaks on the 101 freeway. And let me just check one thing. But right front tire, I have to imagine the left front might be flat as well. Speeds are dropping now below 50 miles an hour over to the left side of the freeway, and what is going to happen here? So again, varying speeds at this point now, dipping below 50 miles an hour. Officers still in pursuit, but it looks like we are again slowing down. It doesn't necessarily mean a ton to see a driver like this slow down, but slow enough to perform another pit maneuver, and just stepped on the gas to get away enough. But that officer was looking to perform pit maneuver number 2 and back on the throttle up above 55, approaching 60 miles an hour here. But it can't last like this for much longer. The way this car is deteriorating down to the rim, a lot of times you'll see kind of what we're seeing right now, where you get locked into this position and drivers lose control.
It's Eyewitness News with live breaking news.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us here for Eyewitness News at 11. I'm Jory Rand in for Mark Brown. This is a big news night, but happening right now. A pursuit that began in Riverside that has now made its way all the way to Ventura, and it looks like it is now coming to an end on the 101 freeway. A pit maneuver performed by California Highway Patrol. Officers wasting no time approaching the vehicle and pulling the driver out from the driver's seat down on the ground and quickly bringing this person into custody. This has been a pursuit that began began more than an hour ago in Riverside. It began with a call of domestic violence. The driver apparently assaulting his girlfriend, then stealing her car, bringing the car to a stop. Officers stopped their car. Several got out of their vehicles, guns drawn, but it didn't take long before the car was back in motion and the pursuit was on once again. This is a pursuit that saw speeds of upwards of 120 miles an hour.